Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Late night show. Late night show. We will start quickly. Late night show. We will start quickly. Late night show. Sorry, I think my start quickly. Late night show. So my microphone is echoing. Let me quickly where's my let me see if I can. So I'm waiting for everyone to join me. It's going to be an interesting conversation. Let me see if I can. Okay. So good evening, everyone. Where are you joining me from? No, we don't need to. Okay. So let's join Mazes, okay? Let's join Mazes, okay? It's going to be an interesting evening. Where are we? What's the time? Wow, to 12. I know many of you have gone to bed sad. It's been a hectic day for me, so I couldn't start earlier than this. Thank you very much for joining me. So, we will be, where is, oh, this is, okay, this is not. So, please share, like, and subscribe. Share, like, and subscribe. So, let's get others in. All right, let's get others in. Everyone. So it's my Friday Hangouts. Let's play our signature tune. My Friday Hangout here on Njenje Media TV. So thank you very much for joining me. It is our so I will be we'll be starting shortly. Thank you. In the comment section, if you don't mind, if you tell me where you are joining me from, that will be quite appreciated. Happy New Year, the first Friday hangout of the year.
Ijaw, we light up your Friday. Cameras rolling, passions ignite. From Nigeria to the world, shining so bright. Entertainment flows through every decree. Celebrating Africa, come join the spree. Tune in and vibe, feel the beats. Friday hangout, where the stories unfold. We'll dive deep, let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Change media, we light up your Friday. Join in and vibe, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. It's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to this evening or late night broadcast here on Njenge Media TV. I welcome you to this electrifying edition of Friday Hangout on Njenge Media TV. As usual, I am your host, Mazi Ezoke Onyenjenje, coming to you live from the world, but with my heart firmly planted across many continents of this world. In today, this is Friday, the 9th of January 2026. And brothers and sisters, the political temperature in the Niger Delta, especially River State and the Southeast, is getting hotter and is getting very warm like a pot of pepper soup. Tonight, the big topic is ethnic drums in River State. The Ijaw Ikwerre divide falls plot to sack Governor Sim Fubara. And we can't leave out the various conversations we've been hearing in Abia State, which brings us to ask, is the APC plotting to remove Governor of Abia State, Alex Otti? As we say in street parlance, we go the reason I'm raw, no sugar coating, no shaking. Grab your drink, your sugar. Grab your drink. Don't add sugar, but grab your suya. Call the Adono. Call your people. This is an hour of hangout that I promise you is gonna be like no other. Right? Like I said, there were no a caro shongut naven. Which language would I speak to you? Inakwana to motani Nigeria ni. So it's your man, it's your boy on the Friday Hangouts. And if you're just joining us, hit the like button, subscribe to Njenge Media TV, and drop your location in the comment section. Are you watching us from Port Harcourt? Are you watching us from Aba? Are you watching us from Lagos, Ibadan? Are you watching us from Kano? Or are you watching us from Johannesburg, London, Houston, Texas? Wherever it is that you're watching us from, today we are going to be dissecting two explosive stories rocking the Federation of Nigeria. The renewed impeachment drama in River State. Fresh notice served yesterday, that is the January 8, 2026, against Governor Similaye Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odo. What are the allegations? They tell us that these allegations are of gross misconduct, unlawful spending, demolition of assembly complex, ignoring the Supreme Court ruling on autonomy. The House adjourned till 15th January for the next term. But in between the line, the state is already starting to heat up. If we move to the other state that is adjoining, on your left, to River State, which is the Abia State. In Abia, whispers of APC grand plan to unseat Governor Alex Otti ahead of the 2027 gubernatorial election in Abia State, though the man himself has repeatedly said, Ideal LP, die, and no defection plan. Well, it remains to be seen. One thing that we can tell you is that it is quite worrisome to begin to see those that have governed Abia State, those that haven't really rendered the account of their stewardship in Abia State, coming back now to tell us, oh, that in 2 months they did all what this governor has done in 2 3 years, that they've finished all of it in 2 months. We're going to be looking into that. But the main discussion this evening remains River State crisis. Is it an ethnic drum? First, River State, as you all know, is not a state that is not unknown to crisis. But let us look at the allegations once more by the Speaker of the River State House of Assembly.
In any case, the governor does not even want to present any budget, because if he wanted to, he would have brought it all this while. Similar Fubara is a mistake. He is a mistake. River State has never had it this bad. In the entire Nigeria, Similar Fubara and Professor Umar Ngozi Odu, these are the only two people in the office at the sub-national level that are yet to present 2026 appropriation bill. The entire country. I'm sure if you go to the entire West African sub-region or even Africa, you will not find any sub-national government that has not presented an appropriation bill for 2026. Who would believe that in this 21st century, that a state like River State will not have an appropriation bill either presented or passed? Nothing is holding the governor for presenting it. He chose not to. And the governor has been boasting that he will always go and meet the president, for the president to call us and give us instruction. He has been boasting, he has been saying it to his followers, that this assembly were nothing but toothless bulldog, that this 10 River Stars assembly, we cannot do anything, we cannot enforce the constitution. This is a sad commentary for our democracy.
Well, my ear is not larger than yours. You have heard what he been accused of. Now the question is, where do you think that this whole thing is coming from? Let me break something down for you here. In summary, that the crisis is not a today's bread, as we say in street parlance once more. It don't take since 2023, when Fubara fell out of his godfather, the minister of FCT, that is Nyesom Wike. Again, Ikwerre. Wike is known as the Ikwerre strongman. Fast forward now, January 2026. This is the third impeachment attempt. This is the impeachment attempt. The second one was what led actually to the suspension. The House, led by Martin Amefula, moved fast. 26 lawmakers signed the notice. They claim Fubara breached the constitution multiple times. No 2026 budget presented yet, unauthorized spending, blah, 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 blah. But in other angle, the guy is saying that in order, that the 2025 budget is not been spent. So they are still working on it. By the federal government of the APC, they are still working on the 2024, even 25 budget. But here is the ethnic angle hitting up the streets. Ijaw groups like Ijaw National Congress, INC, Ijaw Youth Council, IYC, and Fubara political family, that is called the Supreme Council for Sim Fubara. They have all rejected the move outright. They call it threat to peace, accusing external forces, pointing at Wike, that is the minister of the FCT, popularly known as the landlord of Abuja, as the one escalating the hostilities. Many see this as, Ijaw, that is Fubara, versus Ikwerre, Wike's stronghold showdown. Port Harcourt, the capital city, is mixed zone. but the divide is real. You can see that Wike is meeting all the Ijaw leaders. He's going everywhere. He has met with Asari Dokubo, who is now a king. That's a militant turned king. Ateke Tom, who is also now a king, militant turned king. These were people ignored by Wike before. These were people who were openly against Wike before now. But suddenly, Wike is meeting all these people and they are giving him listening ear. Even the PDP, even the River State APC, that is Fubara, is PDP, but some say that impeachment is APC influenced. Of course, we know that Fubara has moved to the APC. But again, some are now making the argument that the impeachment is still as a result of the PDP and APC dichotomy. Now, you ask yourself, if Fubara was the one that they are targeting, why suddenly bring the professor, that is the deputy? If Fubara and deputy are removed together, that means automatically Speaker Amefula becomes the acting governor. Imagine that twist. What is Mazi's take here? My take. This is not just politics, it's ethnic war drum beating. If not managed, River go born again like in 2019-2023 election. Recall that people lost their life in there. President Tinubu has intervened before. Will the president intervene again? What do you think, people? Is this pure power play or ethnic showdown? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Now, my big sister, that is Ankyo Briggs, had a conversation with Symphony. This segment is where she talked about, in her own words, the issue here politically as it concerns the Ijaw and the Ikwerre here. Just take a listen.
Straightforward, consistent on what is right and what is wrong. Make no mistake, I supported Nyesom Wike. I opposed him before because of the riverine upland dichotomy. But something happened in between that discussion in River State. And I figured, instead of a particular power block, political block, let me not call it power block, political block, taking over the political power of the whole people of River State, I felt that Nyesom Wike was a safer bet, even though I was vehemently against him emerging as the governor of River. There's nobody in River State, Niger Delta, maybe even Nigeria, that didn't know I was in opposition to Nyesom Wike emerging as the governor. Not because he couldn't do the job, I don't know that he could or he couldn't, but the mere fact that the upland had governed 8 years, and Ikwerre man, Rotimi and Meji, had governed 8 years. So Upland had governed for 16 years. Ikwerre people have governed for 8. And then you have another Ikwerre man governing for 8, which is 16 years. And an Uplander he is. So totally, Upland people have governed for 24. Riverine people have not governed at all. So for me, these were the driving force. And it was based on justice and equity in a state.
Drawing or flowing directly from this issue, the former governor publicly expressed, once again that he feels totally betrayed by Governor Sim Fubara and that he will not support him for 2027 re-election. That definitely is not going to support him. So are we now at the juncture where an individual, have you leaders, Rivers elders, let alone the entire, I don't know the voting population in River States, maybe 2, 3 million or 4 million. Have you all decided that, okay, Nyesom Wike speaks for all of you? Is the sole determinant of who becomes what? Because anyway, he did say, and we have, this is not allegedly, we have it on record. He said he bought forms for everybody.
He did.
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past.
Yeah.
We tried
I think actually it was a very good point now to take that out. Now, listen to it this way. There is clear divide now because the upland and the river area are now Enuan. That is the up and the downland, those close to the river. They are all now so they are now all at loggerhead. However, there is also another angle to it. By that is Barrister Darlington. Barrister Darlington, many of you will know, has his own views as regards to this, and I do find Darlington's views quite interesting. So let me quickly, try to bring Darlington to this. Hold on, just pardon me a moment. Okay, where is Darlington? Darlington, his views are quite, I would say he has an interesting perspective to the issues at stake. Right? Hold on. Okay, that's Darlington here. So let's listen to Darlington. Sorry. Hmm, okay. Oh dear. Okay, let me bring in. Sorry. Yeah. Let me bring in Darlington. Okay. What's happening? Is buffering. I'll just get that perspective. Yes. Okay. Here we go. So sorry. Here we go. Here we go. We have it now. I get to that quickly. So now listen to this perspective.
End up like this because no evil lasts forever. Besides, a man who is neither in PDP or APC, I don't need to be told how his story will end. Because at the end of the day, he will be neither here nor there. And that's what is going on now. So Wike, whatever he's doing now is like a dying horse. You know, a drowning man catches as a straw. Look at it yourself. Is there anybody Wike is not quarreling with today? All APC member, PDP member, National Security Advisor, APC leadership. So, he's a gunner.
Now, Doctor, so on this part of his interference, there are questions that are being raised about federalism firewall. In other words, should Nigeria legislate a ministerial non-interference code with personal sanctions for breaches, particularly on the part of maybe travel bans, fines, and removal of office, should any minister go against his jurisdiction? Should this be something the Senate should legislate upon? Because this kind of interference and, of course, conversations surrounding Nyesom Wike is not what his functions as a minister of the FCC should be.
Look, you don't need to legislate on this type of matter. The thing is that Wike was...
No, I think Darlington, I disagree here. We need to, because by the virtue of what Wike has been doing, I think Nigeria needs to put some, regulation around if you're a minister, how many days you are allowed to go out of office, and the level of your engagement. The reason being is there are videos circulating now in the area of Jabi in Abuja. There are places that we have seen heaps of refuge. It is because the man himself has abandoned his duty post and had gone to the creeks of the Niger Delta to start doing consultation for election that is in 11 months' time. I mean, that is, I don't know how else we can define insanity. That is absolutely, bonkers. But hey, this is happening. So, in my view, I think there should be a way. It could be, because ministers are appointed by the executive, so there should be probably an executive regulation in order to get a grip on all these things.
Being used. And he was not wise enough to realize it. Are you telling me that if Tinubu and APC did not give Wike the audacity to do what he's doing? Now that they are finished with him and Fubara has become the leader of APC in Rivers State, I don't think Wike should be making noise again. If he continues to be too rascality, if he continues to play this rough fight, EFCC will knock on his door. Because from what he's saying, he has already indicted himself. All the things he has been saying since yesterday and all that. The man gave a history of how he stole money, how he did this, where he did, So he has confessed. It's just for the EFCC to pick him up and said, okay, you did all these things, and you are still making noise. So this feeling above the law, it will soon come to an end. Telling the APC he must choose the next governor of Rivers State. Is he the owner of Rivers State? If not for the support given to him by Abuja, will a Wike can he even spit? Not to talk of insulting people in this manner. Is it not because of the cover and the protection given to him from Abuja? So if they withdraw it, what will he do? No, tell me, what will Wike do? Nothing. I knew.
Okay. Now, when it was about godfatherism in Edo State, recall during the time of Obaseki had an issue with Adams Oshiomhole, his own godfather. And that led to the slogan that Edo no be Lagos, that Edo people rejected godfatherism, recall. And Wike then, and that was what made Obaseki to move from the APC into the PDP. And Wike was drafted in to go help him prosecute that election. Recall that in a BBC Pidgin interview around that time, he was in an interview he granted, he made it very clear that Edo, that why would people, that when somebody finishes, he should go. He talked about Lagos. Why would you, when Ambode was prevented from becoming a governor or for going for re-election, Wike frowned at it. So question then is, why now? Listen to Wike by his own words. Listen.
It will happen in Lagos State, but it will not happen in Rivers. We are quite different.
Okay. He said, hold on. It could happen in Lagos, but will not happen in Rivers. Okay, so let's play that again.
It will happen in Lagos State, but it will not happen in Rivers. We are quite different. It will not happen here. As a governor, I will come and go. I can't stop it. I must come and go. All the Kebari left. You never had Ugly saying that you will do this, you don't do that. The day my tenure, by the grace of God, ends, I go. That's how God wants it. But see, when you are in a position to think that what's happening in Lagos State, you will do it here, it may be difficult. You cannot continue to say you must be a godfather of the state. That's the problem. It's not possible. Today I live here in the name of Almighty God. I have no business to say, what must I produce? Why? What am I hiding? The people of the state should be able to say, this is who they want to produce.
Now, fast forward now. How does that sound? That Wike who has said all these things, listening to him, what he's now saying, how does that sound? Right? How does that sound? How does that sound? My take is very simple. Like I said before, this is not just politics, it is ethnic war drum beating. If not well managed, River State could burn. We've seen in 2019, we've seen in 2023 elections. Again, whether you like it or not, whether you like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president is likely to wade in again. I don't know what you think. I'll be rounding up in the second segment because I do not want this to be a long one. Here in Abia State, in Abia State, it's quite funny what is happening in Abia State. Anyway, I'll say to you, stay tuned with us. We should go for a break, but we are not going to go for a break because we're here for you. Now, shifting to God's own state, Abia. Governor Alex Otti. Many believe that he has transformed Abia under 3 years. Roads are being built, salaries are being paid on time. Even the 13th month, normally in December, they give them the 13th month. Security has improved. Abian are happy. Deputy Mayor endorsed him for 2027. I was in Abia a couple of weeks ago. And because of these things happening, I will now be releasing my own video, what I saw in Abia. Many of you know when I went to to Enugu. And I am going to be in the next, before Easter, I will do a part 2 of Enugu. That is after 3 years. In fact, I think I need to do either after Easter or during Easter. I want to do the whole Southeast again. Ebonyi State is the one that is, I do not know what is happening in Ebonyi anymore. But obviously, stay tuned that Anambra will be, will be revisiting Anambra. Last year, the video I recorded in Okpoko was not published. Now, the 4th year, this year, I'm now going to go to Okpoko to now show us, because there are some areas in Okpoko where I have visited, like the Obuago, Agwata Street. 3rd year in a row, these areas, those places you see the peaks, everywhere, these areas are still the same way they were. The houses are still shanties. The streets are still untarred. Nonetheless, there are some areas that we are tarred in Onitsha, right? Sorry, in Okpoko. But I'm going to come to that. This week, you are going to watch out. If you haven't, you will see my video. You will see my visit to Aba and Omahe. Let's come back to this. Suddenly, all the people who were, a lot of people who were against or rather who governed the state of Abia, suddenly have come back and are now talking. Many of them are saying that the governor of Abia State is not doing well. It's not for me to tell you if the governor is doing well or not, but we need to remind Ndabia, this is how Aba was in 2023. Aba was not what it is today in 2023. Let's show you how Aba was. Then we can now show you what some of these leaders in Aba, or rather in Abia State, are saying, how they are planning to take over from Alex Otti. And I am thinking, well, election is a free and fair game. All the president or the electoral umpire need to do is to ensure that Ndabia, that their votes must count. And as long as their votes count, let them be the ones to make those decisions. Be the judge. Let's say Abia State.
Our heroic people of Abia State, a people who endured 24 long years of oppression, under governments that claimed to be democratic, showed resilience in the face of neglect, surviving among refuse and filth, living through years of human degradation and the collapse of basic dignity. You bore the weight of leadership failure, the absence of vision, compassion, and progress. For years, I shouted, I wrote, I pleaded, urging our leadership class to embrace innovation, kindness, and conscience in the management of our society. I warned that a government without mercy becomes a curse upon its own people. I wrote to those who mattered, to those who sat in the circles of privilege, men and women who turned themselves into overnight gods through political power. They chose to dwell in luxury hotels while the ordinary people perished in poverty. They sat comfortably over our collective wealth, indifferent to the broken roads, the flooded streets, and the crumbling homes. They slowed our march towards civilization, preferring the sweet scent of corruption to the labor of reform. They strangled hope, yet pretended to govern. But today, the chicken has come home to roast. The era of deceit is over. The people have found their voice. The same men and women who once mocked our cries now tremble before the conscience of a new government that is trying to restore dignity to our land. They hallucinate against progress because they fear accountability. They fight light because they thrived in darkness. Let it be known, the people of Abia will no longer be deceived. We have seen both the oppressor and the liberator. We know those who fed on our commonwealth and those now striving to rebuild. No amount of propaganda, blackmail, or false narrative will change the truth that the time of oppression is gone and a new dawn has come for our state. The wounds of the past and the promise of today. They ruled Abia like a conquered land, a place meant for exploitation, not development. For 24 years, our state budget was treated like a private wallet. Basic infrastructure disappeared into thin air. Roads that connected our local governments became death traps. Civil servants were turned into beggars, pensioners into forgotten souls. The hospitals, those that still stood, became museums of sorrow. Teachers worked for months and without pay, yet the children they taught were expected to compete in a world powered by knowledge. Refuse dumps grew into mountains, breeding disease and shame at the heart of our cities. The smell of decay became the perfume of governance. Yet, in the midst of this wreckage, they called themselves Democrats. They built mansions in foreign lands, while our villages lacked boreholes. They bought luxury cars with money meant for rural electrification. They sent their children to foreign universities, while our own institutions rotted from abandonment. That was their democracy, a democracy of the few by the few for the few. But today, the narrative is changing.
Anyway, that's Abia State as of today. Abia State as of today, right? Now, as we have shifted to God's own state, let's see how the plots are taken. APC bigwigs like Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, Abia North, openly invited Governor Alex Otti to join APC, promising support. Senator Ojus Okalu, former governor, reportedly withdrew support that he recently gave to Alex Otti and vowed that the APC would take over in 2027. Rumors of plots to remove Otti, some say through 2027, and election rigging, other whisper impeachment or destabilization. Otti himself, firm, he said, Gidigba Gidigba might remain in Labour Party. No defection, I go fight to rescue Labour Party. He supported P2B, obviously, you know that. He supported P2B's move to ADC, but stayed put in Labour Party. Now, for some of us, and for those who may not know, there are things that's been happening. I don't know if you witnessed it, because if you pay attention, there was a time the the former governor of Abia State, Oji Zokalu, that's during the Christmas season. So it's not something that just happened a very long time ago. He had the following to say about the governor of Abia State. Just have a listen.
But this is my brother. Brother is brother. And brother is doing well. I did my visit to here 1 hour. It was only when I was governor people used to go to that road on that level. When I left as governor, honestly, for 16 years, there was no investment in Abia North. That is the truth. But they are putting investment, and I'm very pleased. He's supporting.
Okay. Now ask yourself, he just here said that he's happy with the governor. This just recently. And that the governor is the only one in the last 16 years, over 16 years, that has remembered Abia North. Meaning, Ikwerre that just left did nothing. The former one, that is Theodoji, nothing. Now, and both of them were all of them were in the same party before he moved into the APC, right? Come with me. The question that I then ask is, what changed just a couple of days later? He granted another interview, right? So, and the whole thing just changed. You know, politics is somewhat wonky, can be wonky sometimes. Just listen to this.
If he has done better, I don't know about that. Because you can see that what I did in 2 years as a governor, the records are there for you to see.
But this is the man that just said now that this guy has done something, that he drove for the first time for over 18 years in less than an hour from the capital city to his village. Suddenly, he's now saying, if he has done something, I do not know. What am I
The
missing?
money Alex Otti received in 4 months is what I received in 8 years. That is the truth. So what he has done, because it's just repainting and rebuilding the roads I built as a governor. The last in 1999 and 2007. I have not seen any new major.
You know, it's quite funny. You had two governors that were yours, you know, proteges, and they governed. And these routes that he's repenting and rebuilding now, why did those governors not rebuild and repent themselves?
Taking place like I did. Like now, I'm in the Senate, and all the roads I'm doing in communities are brand new farmland road. I've not seen him enter the farmland road. By 2 years' time, I've already done what people never believe in this state, which made the President Obasanjo say they should remove action governor, executive governor to action governor. So I've not seen. By then, education was free, 100%. Healthcare free. All these things we are talking about were free. So I've not even seen what they have done. That's the truth. I know you have tried in rebuilding the road I built from Ozuakoli Road going to Ahafia, which I've stayed for so long, 2 years before completion. These are roads I built, and I've not seen anything they did. I don't know all the noise in the social media. And this.
Oh dear. I don't know what to say. The only thing I would say, I would ask, I don't know. Okay? Can you equivocate?
Today, I want to declare without equivocation.
So people are declaring without equivocation. Tinubu, this one.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy.
I says you should say something now. What your friend said, you're telling me you don't want to reveal anything. Did I ask you to reveal anything, Mr. President? It's a Friday hangout, too, right? Wike, do you have anything to say? Oh, God, I didn't ask you to sing. I don't know. Let's ask the one that's the liar, the lying machine. Okay, what do
When my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed?
Okay. Why now? Why now? Why? Okay. So, if this is what Ojus Okalu is saying, okay, let's get back to something, people. I don't know what to say again. But hey, it hasn't ended. Remember, maybe I need to remind you, because he said before that let's let's bring this. Just listen again.
In an interview that people who want to take over from him should go and write their bill.
Okay. Okay. So now, in all this Rafa fight, Alex Otti, in one of the interviews, said, let me sequence it properly. In all this Rafa fight, Alex Otti, in one of the interviews, said that the only way they can remove him as a governor of Abia State if they rig him out. But this time around, they can't rig him out because he is mobilizing in Dabia to protect their votes and said, unless you rig, and if you rig, whatever you see, if you rig, you'll be rigged with.
I've had some people around him say, oh, they must take over the state, they will write results. The only advice I have for them is that if they truly want to write results, they should write something else before that time. You know what it is? Their will. Because this is our state, nobody can intimidate us. But having said that, am I threatened? Absolutely no.
Now, the governor didn't say he was going to kill anybody. For context here, he said, if you are going to rig election, then write your will. So why are you scared? If you do not plan to rig election, why are you scared? That is what I am questioning this evening. And as a result, they had the following to now say, listen, this is in response to what the governor said before.
The governor said in an interview that people who want to take over from him should go and write their bill.
No, that's not what he said. He said those that want to rig the election. Now, unless the APC is doing everything possible to rig the 2027 election in Abia State, it is only on this condition that you have to go and write your will, right? So if that is the case, because you're twisting what the governor said, the governor said, if you're coming to Abia State to rig election, not if you're coming to count, cast your vote and count the votes properly.
The governor said in an interview that people who want to take over from him should go and write their will. Say the governor said he should go and write his will first, because we are taking over. We are taking over. We are taking over. We are taking. He is a joker. The man doesn't know politics. The politics is what we are trained on. He's a banker. He should go back to bank. As far as I'm concerned, the governor is a one-time governor. He's a one-time. He's a one-time what? And it's concluded. He's a one-time governor. Abia people will speak in one voice. We are Abians. Nobody will not allow anybody to rig election there. It's one man, one vote. Have I ever asked you to rig election here? Since 1999, I never asked anybody to rig election for me, and I will never do it. We will stand by the will of the people. If other people reject us, we will go. If other people take us, we will join.
Okay. I don't know you watching me if you're from Abia State, but let's assume, even if you're not from Abia State, put in the comments section, will you vote for APC or will you vote for Alex Otti? So let's start here. Even if you're not from Abia State, watching what the utterances that they are saying here, who are you going to, assuming you have the opportunity to vote in 2027 in Abia State, who will you be voting for? The All Progressive Confidence or the governor, the current governor of Abia State, right? Who are you going to be voting for? So you can see it, the plot thickens. They are doing everything within their reach, you know, they are converging all together to see that they take power from Alex Otti. But again, Alex Otti is not, you know, if the people of Abia says he's not going to be their governor, of course, I mean, he cannot contest with the will of the people. But it must be the will of the people. So I'm waiting for the comments, your vote, all these criminals talking. Otaka, good TV. Oh, there are some of you are so funny. So now look at the Deputy Speaker of the House. Also, apart from what the senator said, now look at the Deputy Speaker of the House also bashing the governor too.
But today, what we are doing, which is what we have started since 23 years ago, is being branded that we are doing it because we want to run for governor. If we decide to run for governor, and what about it? People who are afraid of what we are doing for humanity, I want you to know we started doing this in 2003, and by that time, most of you are not in politics. When I started doing what I'm doing today, which is 23 years old, I was not holding any office in government. I was not contesting any position. It is giving back to the people. But today, other governors did not brand what I was doing as a threat. Today is being seen, if Benjamin can say cough, they say it's governorship. If I fart, it is governorship. If I change my clothes and wear something, it's governorship. If I say hello to somebody, it is governorship. If I visit anybody, it is governorship. If I'm building structure for the president, it is governorship. I want to ask you, am I not fit enough to run for governorship? Let me go and tell them. Let them pray that I don't come out. If I come out, we will run it and run it well. I have not declared for governorship. People who have declared for governorship, nobody is attacking them. About 3 of people have declared in the state for governorship, nobody is attacking them. I have not declared, and every day they are paying people on social media. Even some of you who are here videoing me now, you will sent by them to come and video me so that you put it on social media and then you start insulting me. Let me tell you, insult me the most you can. We don't have time to reply to you. But at the right time, we will tell you there is no polling unit on social media.
Well, politicians keep making one mistake, the same mistake that they made in 2023. Two people tweeting in a room. You forget that every single Facebook account represents one adult. Every single Facebook account, every single Twitter account represents human beings. Humans are those behind the keyboards. So be careful what you say. Be careful what you say. Queen Queen Quinta 1493. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Longest time. Where have you been? Right? Where have you been? So, guys, what do you think? If you consider what's happening in River State and consider what's happening in Abia, where do you think all these things is going to lead us ahead of 2023, 2027? APC wants the Southeast fully under their umbrella. Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi. Are already in the APC. Otti is the stubborn one, you know. Otti is the stubborn one. APGA is AAPJ, you know, APC. It's APGA PD, APGA APC. Eh? He's the only one that is very stubborn, performing too well for the opposition. But Abians are ready to defend him, if you ask me. I think that by fire, by force, Ndabia will defend him because they've seen it, especially those people of Aba, they've seen it, they're not blind. And I close with this, people. Family, that is our Friday hangout today. As I said at the beginning, Rivers ethnic tension, impeachment equals high risk. Abia State performance versus political ambitions by so many of the opposition party. If you ask me again, Otti seems strong, but 2027 is going to be very hot. Many are saying, I do not want to say the things I know, but people are saying he might come to the to the Labour Party. Of course, he might still come to the Labour Party. Key message here is politics should serve people, not divide ethnic groups, or or kill or destroy good governance, like it does in River State now under the Minister of the FCT. Because by these distractions happening in River State in the last couple of weeks, governance is nowhere. This is, if you ask me, this is unnecessary distraction. My key message this evening is that politics should serve us as a people, and politics should not divide us. And politics should not be used as an ethnic tool for ethnic group, demarcations or things that will destroy us to avoid the people having dividends of democracy. Now, drop your hot take below. Who do you support in all this? Are you supporting the Fubara camp, or are you part of the House of Assembly in River State that want to impeach? Recall that House of Assembly is in the same camp with Yeson Wike. In Abia State, are you for Alex Otti, or are you for the APC? Tag your friend, share, like, subscribe. Until next Friday, stay woke, stay safe, and remember, power belongs to the people. In the days of the PDP, you will hear something like this: "Fee the fee." Somebody will say "Fawa." "Fee the fee, Fawa." Another one will say "Fawa." Fawa belongs to the faithful. So that is the fee, and that's how is it, right? So let me take one or two comments from you, then we'll call it a day. So some of your comments, right? One chick says Wike should rest. The other Ikwerre tribe should disown him. Fubara should be allowed to govern. The truth is that in 2023, Fubara is in Igbo, what we call Mpi Nkwagobe. And in Igbo, we say that Mpi Nkwagobe anaha agba ego. The challenge is that the seat was as a result of Krukere movement, right? We all know how that seat was won. So that is where the issue is. So to be honest with you guys, I don't think I'm actually emotionally attached to anybody, understanding how that seat came. There is also another Igbo adage that says you know, whatever you get through juju always goes back through juju, sort of thing. So I think that's what's actually happening in River State. The thing, like, I won't call the village, but you that is watching me, you, that man from your village who went into somebody's pen, stole a chicken on his way to the market. He went to the market to sell the chicken. On getting to the market, those who are higher than him in the craft of stealing stole the chicken in the market. What did he do? He grudgingly went back home. Sadly for him, on his way back home, someone who saw him while he was going to the market, who saw the chicken that he had, that he was going to the market to sell a chicken, asked him, "Mister, wow, so you managed to sell the chicken. How much did you sell the chicken?" The man replied, "I sold the chicken what I bought it." That is the case of River State. In Rivers, they are selling the chicken what they bought it. On that note, I say good night to you all. See you next Friday. I am Mazezoke. If you haven't subscribed, please, by all means, do share, like, and subscribe. Good night from this side. Bye-bye.
Let me tell you, the mere fact that Obaseki resisted this godfatherism should even be one reason Edo people should vote for him. Assuming, though not conceding, that he did not perform. Assuming, as they said, but which I know is not correct. But let us agree with them. But the mere fact that Obaseki was to stand to say, look, sir, we can't continue this way. And so, that we should make you to vote for him.
Well, when you say that Governor Obaseki resisted godfatherism, many think otherwise. They thought, well, because there was a structure that brought him into power. And then the argument was that he didn't think it was necessary to fit the structure. Many thought, look, you saw all of these things were happening. You didn't speak up against it before you became governor. Then you become governor, and then you suddenly turn against the same system. And they thought, no, this is not the way it works.
It's very unfortunate. What structure? Feed what structure? People are given appointments. In fact, you know that I pitied him. And you know he came out clearly to say, he's a governor but not a governor. Every appointment is done by Oshimole. Those who contest the local government are Oshimole. When they come Satan, they want to look, what is going on? Is it I will continue to move this state forward? No. That was the basis of the problem. I can't continue with this any longer. That is resistance.
But could that have been part of the agreement? Why is he not living up to his own end
What
of the
agreement?
They usually should have come to some sort of agreement before he came into saddle.
That if I want to go and take my bath, I have to come to him. If I want to go and sleep with my wife, I have to tell him.
I'm not sure that's how he's playing.
No. The point is, you're saying everything you want to know first before he takes any decision. That's not. That is to enslave the people. That's a statement. Because Allah the governor, yes, by the special grace of God, you helped him. God used you to put him there. But does that mean that he has no self his own? He wants to appoint who will be a special advisor, he must approve it. He wants to appoint who will be a commissioner, he must approve all. assembly member, he bought. Who does that in this modern time?
But
is it not okay? Assuming it was done, should we continue that way? Shouldn't we say, look, we should put a stop of this?